Report to your stations immediately. This is not a drill. We are under attack.
Loki Septum must be here. Strucker couldn't mount this defense without it.
This is Maria Hill to all Avengers. Advance to the fortress. We've confirmed Strucker is inside.
Stop the Avengers! Got them!
Out the window. 4, 3.
Lost the element of surprise.
Quickly! Now! Guys, stop. We gotta talk.
You see a power source for that shield? version of this where you come out of.
You're not allowed at the back! We must protect the fortress! Fire the turret! Destroy them!
Those turrets aren't gonna let up. Better use the trench to get through.
No surrender! For Hydra!
Sir, the city is taking fire.
Well, we know Strucker's not going to worry about civilian casualties. Send in the Iron Legion.
quadrant is unsafe. Please back away. We are here to help. Please back away. We are here to help.
Who gave the order to attack?
Herr Starker, it's the Avengers!
They have to be after the scepter.
We will not yield. The Americans sent their circus freaks to test us. We will send them back in bags. No surrender!
I'm going to surrender. If we give the Avengers the weapons, they may not look too far into what we've been. Twins. They're not ready to take out. No. I mean, the twins.
You didn't see that coming?
Clint!
You know, he's a blur.
Clint's hit pretty bad, guys. We're gonna need evac.
I can get Bart into the jet. The sooner we're gone, the better. You and Stark secure the scepter. Copy that.
I'm closing in.
It's directly based on the movies, isn't it?
Yeah, whereas Lego Marvel Superheroes was based on the what like an original story that we had written. Lego Marvel Avengers basically takes place over Age of Ultron and Avengers Assembled. But in between that, we also have 3 levels that are based on the Phase 2 Marvel films. So that would be Iron Man 3, Thor 2, and Captain America 2 as well. So there are levels that are in there. And also, it gives us we're branching into the comics, the Avengers comics, all the way back from the 60s. So we have
all the characters.
Yeah, as you can see, all the classic characters that you can see there. We're also delving into some of the TV shows, so like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff. We have references to that. We have characters that appear from Hulk, Agents of Smash, and things as well. So we're really trying to branch out as much as we can within the Avengers family, but also really keeping it as fun and interesting as we possibly can from all the fun bits from Lego Marvel Superheroes. So hopefully it's a really nice blend. Cool. So without further ado, I'll change ourselves up to Iron Man. Okay, so this is the Manhattan hub that we're flying around in at the moment.
Okay.
So it's an utterly gigantic hub. It stretches all the way back into the distance, which you can see there, all the way back to the Avengers facility, which is located in the south part of the island, obviously taken from Age of Ultron. As we're flying around here, it goes all the way back to the financial district, and then beyond that to the Statue of Liberty, Avengers Tower. You can see there also in that background there'd be things like Sanctum Sanctorum, PIM Laboratories, where Ant-Man and stuff. So we're basically trying to pack it full of absolutely tons of references. Now in the bottom left hand corner you can see that is our mini map. Every single dot that you can see on that map is essentially a quest. It's a character to unlock. It's something to see. It's a race to do, a collectible. It's something to do in this hub, and as you can see, it's absolutely packed full of things to see and things to do. As you can see now, flashing on my map, you can see a little shield icon just on the left hand side. If I fly towards it, this is actually something that's brand new to Lego Marvel Avengers, and this is one of our dynamic crime events. So as you're flying around the city, you'll basically get a call, which will be, you need to help out with someone.
So they're like randomly generated.
A randomly generated crime. Okay. So even after you complete this game, even after you've gone and 100% in it, you can come back in, and while you're having fun with your characters and doing things, there will always be new events happening. And so in that case, we were basically helping somebody who was getting attacked, but you might, for example, have to go and stop like a car chase, or you might have to help somebody who's having their purse robbed. So there's all kinds of different things that actually happen. And like I said, we're basically just trying to make it so that the fun essentially never stops. So we've got like an entire new roster of characters in the game. Like I said, over 100 new characters altogether to be added in. But even some of the starting off with some of the characters that are returning, for example, like Iron Man. If I can just bring up, say for example, Captain America. So we team these two guys up. Now these are two classic Avengers. What we're going to do is we're going to start a little quest here. This is with Daredevil. Basically he wants a bit of help dealing with some goons who are turning up, and he wants some help fighting the goons. So if we accept his mission, we're going to get some goons spawning in. Now we've really gone above and beyond with the animations and things in Lego Marvel Avengers. So now you have a special ability that if you team up with a fellow Avenger, you can do these really cool team up moves where you actually have a like animation that's split between you, where you can take on enemies, and that's more of like a splash damage attack where you can take out a couple of enemies at once, or if you want to, every character has their own unique finishing animation, a couple of different finishing animations, and that's done by charging up the bar in the top left hand corner that you can see there. So as you kill enemies, you'll basically fill up that bar, as you can see there, and then you can either trigger the event, or you can take them on yourself if you want, and you can have a cool thing and hopefully not die like I've just done there.
Yeah, but I think this more complex fighting system fits with the style of the
yeah,
Avengers,
that's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
It's how can we take something that we did really well previously, but then how can we adapt that into a Lego Avengers style? And obviously, Avengers is all about teaming up. It's all about working together. And so a lot of the new systems in the game basically rely on doing team up moves. So it's not just, for example, combat. There is actual mechanics in the game where you actually have to have two characters together to, for example, progress through a level sort of thing. So they have to team up to work. So that's an actual mechanic that helps the player progress themselves. So I'll just show some brand new characters that we're bringing into the game, just so we can conscientious trying to save a bit of time. So Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. So like I said, we're not just doing all the really recent Avengers, we're also doing recent comic book Avengers. So Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, she obviously has the powers to be stretchy. She can sort of like float. She can become tiny if she wants to become small, and she can also become giant. And
so how long can you stay that giant?
You can stay like that for as long as you want, if that's what you wanted to. I just wanted to show you through. So she becomes we have big fig characters which are like Hulk, which are sort of like twice the size of a minifig. Then we have those giant characters like Kamala Khan can become a giant character, and we also have massive characters in the game as well. So we have Fin Fang Foom. He's a really good comic favorite. He's like a chef who's also a martial artist, who's also a crime fighter, but he also has the power to become this giant dragon as well.
Wow.
So he can actually. So we have these giant characters that can fly around as well. So not only just can we have tiny characters, minifig characters, big fig characters, mega characters. We also have these massive characters as well in the game that you can actually go around and enjoy. Let's change them back. So yeah, so like as you can see, it's an entire roster of characters that range from Bucky Barnes. Bucky Barnes is his comic book version, Butterball, Captain America. We have classics like the Red Skull that are popping in, Thor Girl, and we also even have Jane Foster Thor, to try just to try and show that we're actually up to speed and with all the comics. And then even that, we're actually keeping in speed with the TV shows that are actually popping up as well at the moment. So if I go and try and take us to a vehicle calling pad. For example, the new Netflix series, Jessica Jones. We also have Jessica Jones in the game. We have Luke Cage. We have Daredevil. So if you wanted to play around as Daredevil,
so he's based on the
Daredevil
from the TV series.
He's our comic book variant, but it's our way of sort of saying we know he's a very current character. We obviously wouldn't necessarily be allowed to get away with using the Netflix version, because obviously it's quite a bit more adult. But it's the same. It's the same with Jessica Jones. It's a very current character. But what we've done is we've actually gone back and explored her roots. So like if you know anything about Jessica Jones, she used to be a superhero called Jewel. So we have Jessica Jones in a Jewel variant. And then also like with the TV shows, for example, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So Agent Coulson, he has a car in particular. I don't know if you know much about the car. It's called Lola. It's his pride and joy, like a red convertible car. So that's also unlockable in the game. So if you want, you can kind of have these team ups where you're playing as Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, or you can have these team ups, for example, where you're playing as characters from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And so we'll spawn in Agent Coulson's car. So this is Lola. Now it seems in a bit of an unfortunate placement here, because obviously it's like where are we going to drive? We're just going to drive off into the water. But most of the vehicles in our game will have a special ability which will actually allow us to fly the car around, or to do something really cool with a special ability, with things like that. So again, it's basically all just about giving the player as much freedom as we can to try and make their own fun in the world. It's not about restraining them. It's not about telling them where to go. It's basically giving them a huge option of collectibles, of characters, of races to do in the hub as well. So we're just basically trying to make it as much fun as player can have in a hub, and take what we've learned from Lego Marvel 1, increase on it, build on it, try and make it better. And as I mentioned before, we have these extra hub areas, so I want to take you to one now.
Exactly, that's what I wanted to ask next. So Manhattan, we know from Lego Marvel Superheroes. Is it basically the same, or did you change it?
No, it's yeah. There are. Essentially, what we've done is we've changed out quite a few of the buildings in there. So there's a few new locations that have swapped. Like, for example, we have the Avengers Tower in the game, and then we also have the Avengers facility at the bottom. So quite a few of the locations in the city have actually switched around. A lot of the buildings are sort of relatively the same geometry, but we've redone the art, we've redone the lighting and everything to make it look nice, to make it play better. There's a lot of things on the technical side as well, you know, so technically it all plays better and it all loads in better as well. So there's a lot of work that's actually gone into it, even though some of the geometry might be the same, for example, because it's the same city ultimately. Yeah. But the big improvements that we've made is, like I said, now with the fact that we've got a better understanding of the technology used in the hub system, we now actually have a special hub team who works only on the hubs. Okay. So they make sure that the hubs are absolutely everything that they possibly could be. They're the ones who decide what all the quests are going to be. They're the ones who decides how it's all going to play out. And they're responsible essentially for making the hub the best experience can be. Because we get absolutely tons of feedback from Twitter fans and from Facebook fans who basically say, we want more hubs, we want more quests, we want more characters, these are the characters that we want. And we go out of our way, we really do try all the time to make sure that we're, I wouldn't say pandering, but I think that's the apt term, is that we kind of go, well, you know, yeah, if there's enough call out for this particular character, there's loads of people going on about Butterball. Let's put Butterball in the game then, and we'll try and do something like that. And so we've expanded on the game, for example, by having a new hub area. So this is the Malibu hub. This is Tony Stark's Malibu hub. So again, this is an area that you can explore, do quests, do races. And seeing as we're in here, I wanted to show.
This all seems kind of I'm not searching for it. It's like this. It's a little bit like it is in Lego Dimensions, isn't it? With all the hub world, with the different hub.
With all the hubs that come off it. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Essentially, we were just trying to find the best way to encapsulate all of these extra areas that we could fit into Lego Marvel Avengers, and we wanted to say, where could we go, how could we expand on this? And basically the hub team said we have the technology to expand and go to smaller hub areas if that's what you wish to do. And we said yeah, and we said what areas would fit best. So you have hub areas like this, for example, which is the Malibu hub from Iron Man 3. We have Washington DC from Winter Soldier, for Captain America 2 Winter Soldier, and we have the Asgard hub, so you can actually visit Thor's homeworld, and you can actually fly around this beautifully realised Asgard hub as well and do all quests in there. We have Barton Farm, we have South Africa from the Age of Ultron film, and we also have Sokovia, so you'll actually get to visit Sokovia again and do a whole bunch of new quests. So we have a whole bunch of new hubs as well.
Lego Marvel's The Avengers with Doctor Strange as he explores some of this Manhattan location. It's been updated for the new game, both in terms of its scope and scale, but also in how some of the buildings. So we have got Statue of Liberty there in the background, but as you can see down here, we've got Avengers Towers, which has been rebranded from its original Stark Towers as it appeared in the first game. As we travel on, another of the open worlds we'll be visiting is Asgard, once we've got through Thor 2 Dark Worlds. We'll of course get Washington from Winter Soldier, we've got a bit of footage of that in a minute, and Malibu from Iron Man 3. So there's a real focus on not only adding in these extra movies, but also bringing in the open worlds from these experiences too. And if we rewind this clip of Vision, you can see him go through Manhattan, a time trial challenge here, not unlike what we've seen in Lego Dimensions. Other enhancements include better ways to get around. For Hulk, he's got this massive super jump. He can also use that to climb up and down any building. As well as that, characters in Lego Marvel's Avengers can scale. We've got Goliath here, going absolutely super big. We also saw Fang Foom go from his big size to absolutely massive. Then we visited Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy out in the Barton Farms location, and although you can't see it here, Moon Boy could ride on Devil Dinosaur and do this sort of clever partnership. Although here, of course, we've got Hawkeye and the rather cute doggy dinosaur behind him. Now, moving on into the open worlds and the puzzles you'll find there. Familiarity, I think, with Lego Dimensions, but also with that Marvel twist. Plenty to do in these expanded worlds for each of the movies included. And of course, here we've got Quicksilver. Now, he is super fast. You can see him doing another time trial challenge. I think this is in Washington. But they underlined the fact that he is now the fastest character in any LEGO open world. Which brings us to the end of our footage of the open worlds here. A couple more puzzles, and we bring us back to Captain America and Iron Man outside the Washington Monument, of course, in that Washington open world. So I'll leave you now with some gameplay we had from LEGO Marvel's Avengers, getting started in the game, that Chapter 1, seeing it all unfold. We've got a full video of that first chapter that you can watch in full, and I will link it in a card here. Do subscribe to the channel so we can let you know we've got more videos going live. We'll be in the comments straight after this. Let us know what you think of this game. Is it one you're excited for? Will you be buying it in addition to LEGO Dimensions as well? Or are you satiated in your LEGO video game playing with all those expansion packs? We'll be right there just as soon as this video goes live.
Or are the levels still...
Is
it still level based?
The levels are triggered off the hub. So basically, what will happen is there'll be points you have to go to in the hub to trigger the story events that the story levels that will happen. But within that, every hub has quests and missions and collectibles and races and things. They're absolutely packed full of things to see and do. So, seeing as we're in Tony Stark's workshop, we didn't think there'd be any better place to show this really. This is our new Tony Stark wheel. So this is our Jarvis wheel, I guess you could call it. This is inside his helmet with his hood display. One of the big things that we had from feedback from fans was we really like to kind of pull out Tony's personality, and the fact that if you were Tony and you had all these suits, well, I want to be able to change to this suit. I want to be able to change suits on the fly. So when you've unlocked all of these suits in the game, at any point when you're playing as Iron Man or Tony Stark, you can bring up his Jarvis wheel and you can, for example, say, well, I want to play as the Iron Man Mark 1, which is the first suit that he ever unlocks. And so you get this really cool little unique animation, and Stan Lee pops in. Yeah, and then he puts the outfit on for you. We have, say, for example, the Mark 5, which is the Thor 2 the Iron Man 2 suit, where he it's the briefcase suit.
Oh yeah, this one.
Knocks the leg out, yeah. And then the reference from the Mark 6, which is the Avengers Assembled suit, so it's going to pop up out the ground, and then it sort of builds it around him. Which is ace. The animators have done such a really cool job. So that's just a few examples of all the different suits. So as you can see, there's quite a few. Every single one's got its own unique animations. Some of them have abilities that other ones don't have. Like we have a stealth suit there in Iron Mark 16. One of them is a Sonic suit, which can fly really fast. The Superior Iron Man suit, which has a really cool animation where it actually comes out of his skin rather than it builds around him. So again, it's just one of them things of taking a character that's already well loved, and we already did a really good fan service doing the first game, and just seeing how we could improve that, how we could make it better, and how we could just pack this game full of like little bits and Easter eggs and things for the fans to play. So just a quick example of some of the quests that are in the game. I think it'd be an easy way to show you this. This is one of our quests called our Hulk selfie quests. So as you play through the game, there's going to be a few people that want Hulk selfies, because obviously Hulk's quite famous now after the films. So I'll skip past this, but essentially Pepper Potts is asking if we can help her sell her big giant bunny rabbit. It's the bunny rabbit from the Iron Man 3 film, which she buys, but she's not too happy about. So we have a little particle effect there, which means that there is something here that we can detect. So we use our detective senses. This is a new mechanic to LEGO Avengers. And essentially we have this screen and we have an icon that we move over. And essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the waveform to kind of go off the scale. So we move it around and we try and locate where as you can see there, it's basically a hot and cold game. So we're going further away. And it's about there, and then that will add the Lego, and it'll bring the Lego to life for us. We just need to rotate the Lego pieces into the right place. Okay.
Is everything set? Then let's get...
And now she wants Hulk. So get Bruce Banner, we'll transform him. And now all we need to do is go stand on that context spot and then activate that. And so this is one of our many Hulk selfie quests, and so there'll be quite a few different quests like that where Hulk takes a selfie with them, and then they'll all be actually stored. So when you go back to the Avengers Tower, on the wall you'll actually have a record of all the collectibles and things that you've stored through the game. So again, it's a new thing to Lego Avengers. We spend a lot of time collecting things in Lego in our Lego games, and it'd be nice if we could actually see them. So now you have a place in Avengers Tower or on the helicarrier in the collector's room where you can actually go and visit, see all the things that you've collected through the game, which will be displayed for you, like a trophy room essentially. So I will travel back to Manhattan Hub, because what I want to do now is want to show you some of the cool new ways of getting around New York City that we're really happy to show. We've been working on these. Oh, we left Hulk behind.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Poor bastard.
He's going to be stuck there. So, like I said, as well as carrying on from the two films, Avengers Assembled and Age of Ultron, the three films that take place in between Winter Soldier, Thor 2 and Iron Man 3, each one of them will be split into 3 sections. The levels that you play in them, you'll get to play characters that you otherwise wouldn't necessarily get to play by being part of the Avengers squad. So you'll get like Sam Wilson, who's like, you know, Falcon, and you'll get to play characters like Volstagg and Lady Sif and Fandral and Loki, even fighting Curse when they're fighting Malekith, and you get to play as Iron Patriot and Pepper Potts when she's wearing her Iron Man suit when the Mandarins attack. So we have really expanded on the previous game that we've done. That's what we're really trying to get across, is that it's bigger, it's better, more characters, it's going to be more fun, there's more unique VO, there's absolutely tons more to this game than there was in the previous game, and we're just really excited. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to land. Let's turn our parachute off, because who needs parachutes in a Lego game? We can just rebuild them if we need to. So one of the first things is to get back Hulk. Because one of the great things about the Hulk is that obviously he's super strong. He should be able to jump really far. So one of the first things we did when we got back into the Hulk was we wanted a really cool way of getting around the city. So now when you hold down the jump button, and then when that power bar fills up, basically that just means that you can let rips and you can jump around, climb on buildings, jump off them again if that's what you so wish to do. Movement schemes like Quicksilver, he's again a new character to this game. He can essentially run super fast. He has a sprint button, which if you hold down, he suddenly moves a lot faster, which is a really easy way of getting around the city really quickly. He can run up buildings if that's what he wants to do, so he can get around by running up that. I want to show Stan Lee. Stan Lee's a really important character to us in the Marvel family, mainly because he's obviously he's the father of all things Marvel, but he basically has almost every ability under the sun. So not only is he
like in the last game, isn't he?
Yeah, not only is he really fast, not only can he sort of like have super strength, and he can sort of like shoot things out of his eyes and do laser beams and things like that, but he also has access to his own Stan wheel, so he can either become Excelsior Hulk and he can become Stanley Hulk, but he also has his Stan Buster. Now his Stan Buster is a version of the Hulk Buster armor, but it's obviously been Stanized, so when it comes down it's kind of got his trademark mustache, and instead of rockets and things like that, he's got a pencil and a lamplight. If we just let it idle for a little while, what we're going to see is hopefully he should make a little appearance and do a little bit of typewriting for us.
That's very nice.
Yeah, because he obviously features quite a lot in our games. So not only is he a playable character, he cameos in all of our cutscenes and things as well, and he makes regular appearances throughout that as well. So not only are we giving the player the opportunity to sort of be the Hulk and jump around the city, be Quicksilver and sort of like run up walls, and have Stan Lee and be the Stan Lee Buster, but characters, for example, that people may never have heard of, like no one may know that Devil Dinosaur exists in the Marvel universe, and Devil Dinosaur is an utterly cool character. He's basically a sentient dinosaur who can go around. You can use him to just cause mayhem if that's what you want to do in New York. He is really a good guy. He's not really naughty, so I guess he's just being a bit misunderstood here. But say for example, in the comic books he has a best friend called Moon Boy, and so if you so choose, you can go find Moon Boy. These two can team up together, and he can ride the dinosaur. So you can essentially ride around if you want. You can ride around Manhattan on a dinosaur and cause havoc and complete quests. Why would you not want to run around Manhattan on a dinosaur if that's what you wanted to do? And so this is essentially it. This is us saying, here's an entire city. Here's a load of other hub quests. Here's a load of characters. Here's an entire game that's based around the Avengers family. Here's all this fun that we hope that we can give you the tools to have. And basically, even once you've completed it, you can come back and keep playing it because there's always going to be things to find. There's always going to be things to do. And essentially, yeah, we're just really excited to see it.
Welcome, Agent. As a new member of the S.H.I.E.L.D. team, you've joined forces with the world's mightiest superheroes. Their methods may be a little unconventional. But they're the best of the best. Let me brief you on the way things work around here. At S.H.I.E.L.D., you'll be expected to perform to the highest of standards. You'll be required to take down Chitauri forces in New York City, defeat Dark Elves on the plains of Svartalheim, and free the world from the mechanical clutches of evil robots.
I am mighty.
Asgard, Sokovia, South Africa. These are just some of the locations you'll be able to freely roam. In these areas, you can take on special challenges, hunt down collectibles, and recruit new heroes to our cause. But nothing compares to New York. The entire city is yours to explore. Rescue citizens in peril. Complete races. Keep a lid on crime wherever it emerges. Evil is out there, waiting around every corner. This job may be dangerous. You may be attacked by strange creatures, but the Avengers have your back. So get out there, Agent, and make S.H.I.E.L.D. proud.